And we are live. You're kind of in the dark, brother. Let's bring you to the light. I know you're in the light, but like, go in the light. Come to the light. Come to the light.
Yeah, that's my room.
Yeah. No, your worldview is not in the dark. Your worldview is the light. Your light shines in darkness, and darkness doesn't comprehend it. That's the problem. There you go. Hey, I'm just speaking truth. It says right in the Gospel of John, the light has shone in the darkness, but the darkness has not apprehended or comprehended it. Because people love darkness rather than light. Because why? Their deeds were evil. Amen?
Amen.
Amen. I'm just speaking the truth of the Word of God, man. Straight from the Gospel of John. I mean, yeah, I saw your... I saw some of your messages on Twitter. I'm like, yeah, pretty much. It was exactly what you said it was. I mean, but do we really expect anything differently? Really?
You talking about with Stefan?
No, not Stefan. I'm talking about Hem.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that guy.
That was what do you call? That was a bloodbath, man.
Yeah, he was. He's something else.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think like there's a definite disconnect where they just can't understand outside of their own narrative. But but Paul talks about that too. Like God will give them over to strong delusion, in their and their minds will their minds will be darkened, and professing themselves to be wise, they became foolish.
Yeah.
And so that's what we see. We see people giving over to a strong delusion. We have people professing to be wise that are foolish. We have people that have darkened minds. It's obvious, evident.
Yeah, well, the one thing he threw himself off with was, he believed in sin, but then he didn't.
Yeah, I mean, well,
he contradicted himself.
Oh, well, how can they not?
I was like sitting there like thinking, does this guy realize what he just said?
No, he doesn't. These people have total lack of awareness.
I mean, you believe in sin, but you don't believe in God. It goes your argument right out the window.
Exactly. So the thing is, he said we are a sin, but not that we do sin. Well, if you are a sin, then if you're a sin and you sin, then you're actually not sinning because you're just what your nature is. It's like what's his name? Satan.
Yeah.
It's like the Bible. Jesus said that Satan lies. He's speaking his true nature.
Right.
And that when he does lie, he's exposing the trueness of his nature, ironically, as a liar. It is true that the nature of Satan is to lie. So that when he lies, he's speaking from his true nature as a liar, because he's the liar and the father of all lies.
Yeah, that's all he knows.
Exactly. So if you follow the way of the world, which is controlled by Satan, then you end up lying. Then it's no secret or to us that you're lying because you're following the footsteps of your father, the devil.
Yeah, I know.
And then all atheists are Satanists. Some of them just don't know it. That's all.
Yeah. Well,
some of them do. I mean, I know Aaron Ra is a Satanist, and that's interesting. I know what's his name. Matt Dillahunty is a secularist, but give it a matter of time. I mean, Matt Dillahunty and Aaron Ra are pretty much like they're cut from the same cloth. I mean, it's only a matter of time. I mean, and what's his name? Matt is in a relationship with a trans, which means he's actually in a relationship with a dude who thinks he's a chick. All right.
That's just.
Kem is bisexual. And Peter, an atheist from the Netherlands, is in a relationship with two women who are in relationship with himself as well, which is really messed up.
Yeah.
And you see, that's why I wrote on Facebook, Scott, and I want to get your response to this, is that atheism is not an intellectual pursuit. It's a pursuit to be a god unto yourself, be autonomous, and be self-governing to the extent, not that because it's intellectual, but because you don't like sexual prohibitions of God's standard for human sexuality, or one man and one woman in marriage to the exclusion of all other sexual partners ever and ever. And so it's not an intellectual thing. It's a moral issue. You want to have your sexual perversions outside of God's standard for human sexuality for one man and one woman in marriage to the exclusion of all others. And I think it really is that simple. What do you think? Give me your thoughts.
I think it's all about they want their own freedoms to do what they want.
Mm-hmm. And listen, if you're a grown adult male or female, I support your decision to choose as you want, but then just don't call it science. Don't call it truth, a pursuit of truth. It's pursuit of happiness, emotionalism, and pseudoscience. So you can call those things what you can believe those things if you want. Everyone's free to believe as they so wish, but don't call that intellectualism. Don't call that philosophical thinking. Don't even call that thinking. Just call that, okay, well, in my perspective, in my opinion, this is what I choose. Okay, I can work with the narrative of this is what I want, this is what I think suits me. That's okay in terms of if you're an adult and you're doing whatever you want with another consenting adult or adults, or some variation or combination, that's fine. It's legal. There's no prohibition against it from a secular point of view. And as a Christian, if you're doing that as an adult, then okay, that's your choice. But then let's just call an ace an ace. It's not scientific. It's not logical. It's not emotional. It's not intellectual. It's just you prefer this life. Right. And fine. Well, you can prefer that life and live that life way you want. But let's just call an ace an ace. You're choosing this life over the life that God has offered to you, and it's not an intellectual pursuit. It's a moral pursuit. It's willfully choosing to live outside of God's standard for your life because you wanted something different and you didn't trust His goodness. So you pursued your own idea of goodness, and now you have to live with that, which is fine. But you're choosing your own form of goodness, which is, and even Paul talks about it too. They had a form of godliness, but denied the power therein. So you have a form of godliness, but you deny God's power and presence in your life. And that's your choice. You can do that. But let's call it what it is. A choice to ignore God's standard for your sexual choices.
Yeah.
So let's call it an ace and ace. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree. But then I think that's something where, in the end, it's a choice you're going to regret. You're going to.
Oh, for sure it's a choice. I mean, they're already regretting it. The thing is, they just don't know that they are regretting it because, well, I mean.
Like I watched the other day I was watching YouTube, and John MacArthur one came up, and there was a guy in the back who headed the gay pride parades out there in California. So he ended up being diagnosed with AIDS, and he went to his church, sat in the back, and I can't remember what he was praying, but the point of the story is that when he finished praying, he wanted to be saved.
Okay.
So what he did was he waited till the guy.
I missed that part.
Well, he waited till the whole church cleared out.
Oh, okay. I missed it cleared out.
And he walked up to MacArthur and asked him if he could speak to him. And then, of course, he explained everything and repented and became born again. And a few weeks later, he died. So It was quite a, it was quite a touching, story.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
There's some details. Like I said, I can't remember what exactly he was preaching now, but I guess the prayer that he was saying really touched the guy.
Yeah, I have a question for you, Scott. What do you do for a living, brother?
I don't. I'm diabetic.
Oh,
I'm on disability for it.
Okay. Did you work previous?
Yeah, I was a tech for Comcast.
Okay, right on. Did you enjoy it?
Oh, it was the best job I ever had.
Okay, that's interesting. What do you do for what? Do you have any hobbies? Do you do for like any side hobbies? Any passions, interests you do?
Other than working out, it's about it.
Any reading?
No, I read.
Do you read anything other than the Bible?
Yeah, I have a couple books now that I got. One's on, Jesus' real name.
Yeshua.
And then it goes into great detail about that.
Do you have any like reservations about people calling Jesus Jesus, or are you not, like, that obviously Jesus knows that that Jesus is the English transliteration of the word Yeshua from the Hebrew?
Well, the way the book goes into detail about it is it breaks it down from the fact that it came from the Father. It's not supposed to be changed. And
yeah, we're talking about language.
Word,
we're talking about languages, though. I don't think Jesus is changing it. I think that's just a translation.
Right, but the way the guy breaks it down and gives passages and explains the history, how the Greek name would have been Joshua.
Yeah, the Greek is Joshua. That's true. The Hebrew is Yeshua.
Right.
And the English transliteration would be what we use, which is Jesus. The other thing is, like, how many, like, I'm guessing maybe 2-3% tops of English speaking people or Christians would know that what Yeshua is Jesus. I don't think it's that high. So the other thing is you're losing people right off the bat just by using a Hebrew name.
Right, but then again, the Christ part of it isn't the same as the last name is the thing.
Right.
So you tie them together, and it's two different things without the same meaning. Is what it boils down to in the end.
Right. Because like the name.
But that's really the connection they make.
Because Jesus has both titles and names, and they're not the same, although there is obviously connection. Like the name, the Emmanuel means God with us. Jesus means he who saves his people from his sin. Christ means anointed one.
Right.
So his name actually means, if you want, Emmanuel, Jesus the Christ, means God with us, he who saves his people from his sins, anointed one.
Yeah, I don't know. After just reading through the book, I think it just really, it's an eye opener.
Personally, my favorite name for Jesus is I am, which is ego. The Greek is ego eimi, which means as far back as you can go without there is no beginning. Like it's reference to Yahweh. Like John 8, John 8:58 is a clear reference to Exodus 3:14. I'm sure.
Right.
And it's undeniable. So Jesus, Yeshua, is Yahweh.
Right. But I think the thing that a lot of people get confused about is like the whole thing with like Mary, right? Like they say, well,
I don't think Mary is confusing. I think Catholics confuse it for no reason.
Right, but my point being is, well, they say, well, Mary gave birth to God, which is a false statement because
Mary gave birth to Jesus, the human.
Right,
Mary didn't give birth to God.
Which is the point.
That would be as insane as Jesus became God at conception, which is insane.
Right. It just God's eternal, so how can you give birth to him?
Yeah.
is the whole
It's
point.
funny. It's funny you mention that because I'm debating Trent Horn on April 29th on is Jesus the mother of God.
Yeah.
It's semantics. It's really semantical.
Yeah.
But when you break it down, I mean, scripture doesn't support Mariology from top to bottom. It just doesn't support it. Even Mary doesn't support Mariology. I mean, she calls God her savior, and she didn't mean saved from original sin. She meant savior from her actual sin. And the Catholic response is always, well, what is Mary's sin? Like, I don't know, but Romans 3:23 and 1 John 8 says that all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. That's Romans 3:23. And 1 John 8 says, if we claim to be without sin, we deceive ourselves and the truth not in us. And it actually ends with, and furthermore, if we claim to be without sin, we make God out to be a liar. So if you claim Mary is without sin, you're calling God a liar.
Right.
That's pretty serious.
Which is what they do with the purgatory thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, you know that Hebrews 9:27 destroys that argument.
Oh, I know, but it's
Hebrews
just I've done so many discussions with those people.
I mean, I think
it's just wow.
Stephen is a child, first of all, and Arvin is like his. I think Arvin is trying to be like Stephen's Peter to his Timothy, and so like it's like the blind leading the blind, right?
Yeah,
it is the blind leading the blind. It's exactly like Arvin. Arvin's a little more rhetorically gifted and knowledgeable than Stephen, and Stephen is just I don't know. He's special.
he just is.
Yeah, he thinks. Remember, like basically broke it down. Like so, basically the fundamental problem for our side of the aisle, so to speak, is that we reject falsehood.
Right.
Like if you really break it down, what Stephen is saying, that our root problem is that we reject falsehood. What the hell?
Right. Yeah.
Like that's why I refuse to beat. That's why I told you I refuse to debate Stephen at this point because it'll be a bloodbath and like it'll be over fast.
Yeah,
I can't
really
debate.
Is,
I mean, it's going to be a bloodbath with Arvin tomorrow, but it will be less of a bloodbath with Arvin than it will be Stephen. I mean, Arvin will still have some good points. Arvin's a little more calm, a little more chill. I think Arvin's like around my age, I think, maybe a little younger. And he's got a kid and he's married. So, like, he's got some life experience that kind of helps with perspective that Stephen needs to get. I mean, Stephen's young. I mean, he's only 18.
Is he?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Jeremy. But okay, so just so you know, I don't know who Jeremy is. Bud is an atheist who's like high strung and super hyper literal and more than likely on some spectrum of another. But that's right. No, honestly, he's more than likely on a spectrum. I'm not even kidding. Because he's super what's it called? High strung. He's really high strung. I don't know where Bud is. Am I Bud's keeper, Jeremy? Where are you, Jeremy? Why don't you come on the stream? Hey, I like Bud. I like Bud too. I just think Bud needs to just chill out a bit. That's all. He needs to take it down a notch. He's a little high strung.
Wow, that's funny. I didn't know he was 18.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Bud is high strung. There's no question about that.
Oh, I know, but I'm saying I didn't know Stefan was 18. I thought he was.
Oh yeah.
Older. But then again, it's not like I asked him his age or anything. So
no, of course not.
But I guess it makes sense now. I guess.
Yeah, man.
Still time for him to figure out, the truth. I think. Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, but time is running out. But he's got time to figure stuff out.
Yeah, hopefully. I hope for his sake, anyway.
Yeah. Nope. Yo, Pedro, you know this guy has a trans for Trump shirt? Oh my! Just so you know, this is total BS. First of all, I don't like Trump at all. Secondly, I'm very anti-Trump. This guy is just trolling now. This is nonsensical. I can't stand Trump. I think Trump is a narcissistic sociopath. Secondly, I don't support trans, and secondly, yeah, this is just silly.
Oh wow.
Jeremy's just being silly. That's okay. He's allowed to be. You're allowed to be silly, Jeremy. I support your right to be silliness. Make nonsensical silliness great again, if you can. If that makes any sense. Make nonsensical comments great again.
Wow.
This is just ridiculous. All right. Is God real? Here you go. Oh, Adam and Bud told me. Oh yeah, so that makes Oh, so you believe people without checking the source? You know what that does, right? You know what assumptions do, right? Well, Adam and Bud are just idiots or ignorant idiots. I don't even know who Adam is, and Bud is just being dumb. Do you believe everything you're told, Jeremy? Is that how you are? You don't think things for yourself? You don't go to the source? Yeah, it is. That's true, David. It is. Does it matter where I am? I don't even really understand why people ask these questions. Is God real? What do you think, Scott? Is God real?
Yes, I do. What kind of question is that?
I don't know. Oh, it's a nonsensical question. But then again, nonsensical people will ask nonsensical questions.
Yeah, it's just.
Anyway.
Yeah.
It's kind of. It's a question. Yeah, I know. It's an irrelevant question too.
Yeah. True.
Where I film is absolutely irrelevant. Is it a cult? My opinion, but it's my opinion where I film is irrelevant. Okay, you could say that, but if you demonstrate that why and how it's relevant, to know where I'm filming, and then you may have some modem of a point. Otherwise, he's a brother in Christ. No, it's not a cult. If I come to Don's right now and say a prayer, will you buy me a cheeseburger? No, because I wouldn't, because I actually I don't have to give. Otherwise, I would.
Wow.
Yeah, but you have to understand that just because you're asking something doesn't mean the thing you're asking is relevant or. Yeah, just asking a question doesn't make the question relevant.
Jeez.
Like if I ask Scott, "Hey Scott, are you filming in your basement or outside?" Is that a relevant question? No, exactly. Scott's laughing because he knows it's not a relevant question. God won't grant me a cheeseburger. Well, take it up with God. Not my problem.
Go buy it yourself.
Yeah, go buy yourself, David. Go buy yourself a cheeseburger. Get it of Don's perv. Well, how am I being a perv? How am I being a perv? This doesn't even make any sense. Like I'm literally there's literally a wall behind me and the camera pointing at me. So I don't know. The perv thing is just weird. Scoping out the teen girls that work there. There are very few teen girls that work here, and I don't see any teen girls working here right now. And secondly, why would you assume that I'm scoping out teen girls? That's really bizarre. It's a really bizarre accusation.
That is a strange question.
This is not even a question. This is an accusation that's based in delusion.
Oh yeah, accusation.
See, this is a problem with these people, Scott. They're not engaging me. They're engaging a figment of their imagination that they created. See, this guy David has created a straw man of me that doesn't match the reality of who I really am, but in his mind it does. So it's a perception issue. So that's his problem, not mine.
Right. Jeez.
Anyways.
Yeah.
But, can't fix stupid.
True. Very true. You have Comcast where you live?
Yeah, we do. I do, but I'm not part of Comcast.
Oh, yeah.
Not that I don't have anything against it. It's not my thing.
No, I got you.
I'm into martial arts. I'm starting to get back in jiu-jitsu soon, and then taking the kickboxing and the karate more heavily.
Right.
And I'm training really hard. It's really intensely hard outside of the dojo. And I am developing my own combat system for MMA, which is a combination of Krav Maga, street self-defense, karate, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, and the useful parts of judo and aikido.
Yeah.
That's so cool. It's very what's the word? It's very synthesized. There we go. Synthesized is the word I was looking for. So it's extremely practical.
Yeah.
And I am actually teaching to anyone who wants in like my area and within reason outside of it that I can access. I'm teaching self-defense at a really reasonable and a very reasonable rate of $20 an hour.
Right. That's cool.
Yeah, $20 an hour is dirt cheap, man. For training. Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Well, there's two people in here outside of you. I think David and John are just trolling right now without talking, which is fine. Okay, one person dropped out. So either David, Jeremy, or John are still here. I don't know who.
Oh, okay.
But they don't have to say nothing if they don't want to.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, man. I remember one guy said that last time I was doing this live feed with Kem, and one of the things is Kem and I told each other like, "Wow, I think you're a chill dude." We said it to each other, and then somebody in the comments said, "I don't think Rob's a chill dude." And I looked back, and this guy had like at least a ratio of comments of about 40 to 45 to 1 in terms of how much he was blowing up the comments. I'm wow, you're not calm, but you have got like 40, 45 to 1 ratio in my comments, and I just ended with the lack of awareness is astounding. I mean, you know the expression, if you give people enough rope to hang themselves with it. Well, these people just do it all the time, man.
Right.
They just really self, and it's like you just let them talk. They'll eventually hang themselves ideologically, morally, or ethically, or whatever. They will. They can't help it. They just can't help it.
Right.
And the more they try not to, the more they do. Okay, now it's just you and me. When it got real, they leave.
It's all good.
I know. I'm just saying, when it gets real, when it gets really real, they don't stick around. Atheism is, in my opinion, it's the silliest. Like my nephews and nieces, I have a 3-year-old nephew who could probably tell you that. No, sorry, I have an 8-year-old nephew that could demonstrate more wisdom than Ken. Not even kidding.
Yeah.
I'm not saying intellect, but wisdom. My 8-year-old nephew, Elijah, could demonstrates more wisdom than Ken. He would, if you tell him that, well, these people think that humans came from like a descendant like a chimpanzee or an ape, like, that doesn't make any sense, Uncle Rob. Or they think that there's no God, but there is no God.
I met a woman like that once. She, had a little relationship with her. She was like that. She called herself agnostic. Is that it?
Yeah.
I think that's what she called herself.
Yeah, you know what that word actually means if you break it down?
I had no clue at the time.
Do you know when, like, did you see I broke it down. Did you see my tweet the other day?
I probably missed it because I've been
no, it's
so
okay.
busy on there.
Basically, if the agnostic, it comes from the Greek means without. Gnosis comes from the Greek knowledge. The word agnostic from the Greek means without knowledge, which where we get the Latin word ignoramus, an exceedingly ignorant person. So, ergo, basically, an agnostic is a willfully ignorant ignoramus who has no knowledge. That's the epistemology of the word. That's what the epistemology of the word. If you break it down from the Greek to the Latin to the English, an ignoramus word literally means an exceedingly ignorant ignoramus who has no knowledge. That's the epistemology of the word.
Yeah, it was
Isn't
always
that funny?
Interesting conversations, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, here's John. Scott, what's your in-depth opinion on children and people? What the hell kind of question is this?
Oh, jeez.
I know. What the hell?
Well, I'm against that, if you want to know the truth. I think that's wrong.
Yeah.
I think not only is it morally wrong, but,
Hey, John, what's your in-depth opinion on adults and having common sense? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I think it's wrong.
John, what's your in-depth opinion on adults and having some kind of common sense? I mean, what kind of bottom-feeding question is this, man?
Yeah, that's just...
Maybe I just answered my own question. It's a bottom-feeding question.
Jeez.
Think of a conversation like a ceiling, right? You have the ceiling is where the best conversations happen. The ground level is where you get like the banal stuff, the weather, and on the bottom is where you get like the absolute nonsensical foolishness, and that's where that question comes from. That question comes from the bottom,
right?
So, hey, John, your question is down here. We want to bring the conversation up to here, but if you could start here, even here would be okay. We're trying to get you here, but we got to work with you. So try to get ground level. Right now you're like 3,000 feet below the sea. So we got to get you to the ground level, brother, because right now you're suffocating. We don't want to pass out. So we're gonna throw you a lifeline. All you gotta do is grab it. We're gonna pull you up to the ground level. We're gonna bring you up to the boat. We're gonna bring you to shore, and we're gonna throw you. We're gonna put you on the shore. And then we can talk, and then you're on ground level. But at least, you got to start at ground level. Right now, you're 3,000 feet
at least have some.
So we can't work with you right now.
At least have some sort of common sense.
Yeah, common sense. So common sense is at the street level. So we got to start at the street level, and then work our way up to the ceiling. Scott and I have a conversation at the ceiling naturally because that's just who we are.
Right.
Who God has made us to be is probably a better way to put it.
Jesus.
Anyway,
Wow. Yeah.
But I digress.
Right.
I digress.
Oh wow. Interesting.
Oh, interesting. It doesn't scratch the surface of the stuff we got to deal with on a daily basis. Hey, just out of curiosity, do you go back and forth who more with atheists, Catholics, or about 50-50?
I'd probably say more Catholics.
Yeah, and what is your like? What are you trying to with the Catholics, Scott? What is your goal? What are you trying to accomplish with people like Stephen or Arvin or people of their ilk and understanding?
I think it's just trying to bring them to the truth. Just trying to wake them up. You know,
yeah,
to get them to open
fair.
their eyes.
That's fair, man. That's fair.
I mean, obviously, I think it's a losing battle. I think those diehard ones are just totally lost. And no matter how much truth you present to them, they can't see it. You know.
This is getting deleted. The comment.
But I don't really talk to many atheists on there. I don't think I've encountered any.
All right. Well, I deleted a couple of the stupid questions.
It's
my show. I mean, I'm keeping him here, but you know, I don't have to. Oh, it's just you here now.
Yeah.
All right, I got it. I'm just deleting the bottom. The bottom. You can't afford it. Oh, you can't afford a cheeseburger.
Oh, jeez.
God won't grant me a cheeseburger. Well, I don't really give a shit. He's accusing me of scoping out the teen girls over there. What the hell?
Yeah, right.
Actually, the girls that talk to me, they approach me. I don't approach anybody.
Yeah.
I don't approach. I mean, if people want to have a conversation with me, I'm okay. It's okay. This is actually a decent question. Is God a human being or some sort of spirit or what? I think this is kind of like trying to figure out the person of God through the person of Jesus. What do you think about this question, Scott? I think this is actually a good question. This is actually good. I mean, it's not good in the way he's worded it, but it's good in the fact that he's trying to figure out who God is.
I mean,
no, but I mean, God came to earth in the form of a human through Jesus.
Right, he came down in the flesh, but
yeah,
you know, the one behind him.
But there's never been a moment in history where Jesus has not existed.
Right. So, but that's my point, though. So,
yeah.
You have the Father, right? Whom people haven't seen, right? They heard his voice,
yeah.
So they haven't seen him. But then there's, Jesus.
All right, now we got four. I left 4 questions in the chat.
Where's that other guy?
They all left. It's just you and me.
No, I meant the one we were speaking to earlier.
Oh, Kim.
Yeah.
Okay, I can invite him. Sure, just like I don't know if he's got time, but I'll throw it out to Kim.
Yeah, he cracked me up. He cracked me up. He's
Kim's
something else.
Oh, he's foolish. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like you said he's on a spectrum. You're like, well, he's on something. That's pretty. It could go a lot of different directions. Yeah.
I think the thing that just threw me was the whole thing about the sin. You don't believe in God, but you believe in sin.
Yeah.
It doesn't add up.
Yeah. Right. There's got to be something going on that I don't right now.
Yeah, that's cool. We could do it again sometime.
Right. Yeah, no, I just sent Kem a link.
All right.
I said, hey, Kem, Scott and I are live. Here's the link if you want to join us, brother. And then I sent the link. What are you laughing at? I don't know what you're laughing at. What are you laughing about?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, nothing. I was just laughing at him if he might join or not.
Oh, okay. Here we go. I like this account. I follow this account a lot. Not Evolution.
Oh, yeah.
This is a good account. Lead me in thy truth and teach me, for that art the God of my salvation. On these I wait all the day. What is truth? What is truth? Amen.
Yeah, he's got some good ones.
Mm-hmm. He does. Nope, someone's here. Oh, Steven is here. Oh, this is going to get spicy. This is Steven, the Catholic guy. Steven!
Yeah,
what's up, brother? What's going on, man?
Yeah, just got out of the shower, so I thought I'd join this.
All right, see you.
Well, how you doing, Steven?
I'm a bit tired. Today was a rough day in the academy.
Rough day where?
In the academy. It was extrication day, so I was tearing apart cars.
Okay. And you sound pretty drained too. No offense, brother.
Yeah.
You sure you want to be on here? Because like I'm a little bit tired, but I'm mostly like just not. I'm a little bit I'm physically a little bit tired, but mentally I'm pretty here. I'm pretty with it.
Well, I wanted to be here. I thought y'all were having like an organized discussion, so I was gonna listen in, but
yeah, we were going after. We weren't going after Catholics right now. We're going after the stupidity of Darwinian evolution and atheism and naturalism. So I'm sure you're on board for that discussion.
Yeah. I mean, I don't believe in Darwinian evolution.
So I'll just tell Scott briefly that Stephen was an atheist before he converted to Catholicism. Scott.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You picked the wrong one, Stephen. That's for sure. Picked the wrong church.
I'm trying to get No Dice in here, honestly. Give me 1 second. Because he wanted to be in something with you. How do I share this?
Who are you talking to? Or what?
Sorry, Scott.
Okay.
I
know Scott and Steven are like a fight. You guys like fight like an old married couple.
Best believe. I am old.
I mean that in like in a very endearing way too, by the way. But it's kind of true. I'm not saying that I'm siding with Steven. I'm just saying you guys are like, oh, now we have Peter. Now it's going to get worse. Peter is an atheist from Holland, so you guys know. Now it's getting super interesting.
I'm not from Holland.
Yeah, you are.
Holland. There are 2 Hollands. neither of which I'm in or ever want to be in.
Semantics. Okay, semantics aside, Peter is Dutch.
No, that's not semantics. I'm from the Netherlands.
Okay,
Holland.
Peter is from the Netherlands. Peter is from the Netherlands, and he's Dutch. Let's go.
Yes.
Okay,
All right.
Peter. I'm going to introduce my other two guests for a second. All right, to you. Scott is a born-again Christian. Stephen is a Catholic who was an atheist, and now you're up to date.
Okay. Well, so I didn't hear Scott's introduction, but I caught a little bit of the conversation. But I did get
Scott,
Stephen's.
Oh.
So.
Scott and I are of the same ilk.
Yeah.
And you're talking about how what we see happening doesn't exist. I'm always baffled by that.
You're allowed to be. It's okay.
I believe they were talking about evolution, which personally I don't follow the Darwinian evolution stuff. I think that's stupid. But I am a theistic evolution believer.
No one follows the Darwinian evolution because that was close to 200 years ago. I think we've learned a thing or two.
Now we've got
hey, what's up, Arvin?
That's Arvin. He's the Catholic that I will be debating tomorrow morning. This is amazing.
Wait, it's tomorrow morning for you?
Yes, it's tomorrow morning for me.
Dude, time zones are whack, dude. Time zones.
Yeah, man. So it's going to be... Oh, you thought it was half an hour from now?
Yes, I was like on my computer right now.
Oh, my God. No, man. It's about 12 and a half hours from now, brother.
Hey,
okay,
Arvin, are you running on like 4 hours of sleep right now?
Barely any sleep. I work nights and I have to drive my wife and kid to school and work, and I have to take care of the house. So yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, brother. You got your time zones mixed up. It's about 12 hours from now.
Okay. Maybe I'm just getting way too excited.
Where is that going to be?
It's going to be streamed on StreamYard.
I see.
Okay, Peter, if you actually let me ask you, I'm trying to answer the question.
Yeah, Robbie, one thing. You can't be live on StreamYard because there's no such thing as being live on StreamYard. StreamYard is a live streaming platform that streams to a certain platform. So you're live on YouTube using StreamYard, or live on LinkedIn or Facebook, whatever you want to be live on, but you can never be live on StreamYard. That's not a thing.
Okay. So I'll be live on YouTube using StreamYard.
But where? Because I've been looking.
On my channel. It'll be on my channel.
Yeah, but are you going to stream it live on your channel?
Yes.
Okay. Some of you guys need to learn how to post links, because I looked to Darwin to Jesus' channel. He's tweeting about it, but no links to anything live. He hasn't even done a live show ever. So I was curious.
That's his prerogative.
Well, if you tweet out that you're going to do a debate, it might be helpful to tweet the link to the live stream so people can come watch. If you don't do that, it's great that you're telling people that you're live, but no one will be able to find you. And if you say you're live on StreamYard, yeah, that's not a thing.
I hear you. So that's it. So that's the debate will be happening. So it'll be streamed live on YouTube through StreamYard. And,
yeah, but where?
And then Peter, listen. I'm trying to answer you. It'll be streamed live on my. Okay. I'm trying to help you, but you got to listen, which you're not good at. It's going to be streamed live on my YouTube channel.
Okay.
And it will be uploaded to YouTube on my YouTube channel after it's finished, processed.
Why is it going to be streamed live and then uploaded again?
Because it doesn't save it as a record on my YouTube channel live after it's finished for some reason or another.
Everything you stream on YouTube is saved as a stream.
Okay, well, I tried to find it and it doesn't show when I go to look for it on the record on my channel afterwards. So I don't know.
That means you're not streaming live to YouTube, because I was looking for your show with Kem, which still says waiting for Robert.
I'm gonna grab a water. I'll be right back.
So
yeah.
You didn't stream that one live. You set it up. It never went live.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm just using the terms then, or I'm not understanding what the because when I go on live on StreamYard, when I go to YouTube, it's telling me that it's streaming on YouTube right now as well.
You can't go live on StreamYard. I keep telling you.
Okay. Sorry. Stop being so freaking anal, man. It's so annoying.
If you don't want to learn, Rob, it's fine. I'll stop teaching you. But you're going to look like an idiot.
But you're so anal with language. It's annoying.
It's not being anal with language. If you tell people that you're live on StreamYard, it doesn't mean anything to anyone else other than you, because no one can see StreamYard.
Oh my God, Peter, shut up for a second. Please shut up. Okay.
Never mind. Skip it. I'm not going to teach you how to stream. If you don't want to learn, you don't want to learn.
Peter, shut up for a minute. Please shut up. If I'm using StreamYard and it says StreamYard is live. Oh, and Kem's here now. That it's coming through live stream on YouTube when I'm going live on StreamYard. Sorry, when I'm using StreamYard, it's going live on YouTube. That's what it's telling me. And then later, Peter, after it's done, I go to library on StreamYard, and I download it to my laptop, and then after it's downloaded to my laptop, I upload it to YouTube.
Why? Because it's already there. If you stream live, it's already on YouTube. That's what live streaming means.
It's just processed differently. That's all I gotta say to that.
No, you're doing things backwards.
Okay, I'm doing things backwards.
Yes.
Okay. That's fine.
Because if you go live on YouTube, everyone will be able to watch it from the moment it goes live until you remove it from YouTube. You don't need to upload it.
Okay, understood. Let's move on.
Yeah, you don't want to learn. Never mind.
No, I'm not interested in having a semantic discussion with you.
It's not semantics. It's how things work. It's not semantics.
I find it funny that you don't want to have semantical conversations, Rob. We have them all the time.
Yeah.
I'm saying, but there's a certain kind of semantic conversation that I just find disinteresting. Just interesting.
Okay. I see.
And I'm allowed to have that opinion, by the way.
Yes, you do. I've been looking at your poll, Robbie. So tell me, what's the theory of knowledge, and then those answers? I have no clue what the poll was about.
You don't have.
You apparently don't know what epistemology means.
What's up, bud?
What does it mean, Rob?
It's okay. It means whatever I want it to mean.
That's your problem.
Based anti-realist Rob?
Yes.
Based anti-realist Rob. Words don't mean anything. They mean what I want them to mean.
Yeah.
You guys know I'm being facetious. Come on. You know I'm being facetious.
No, don't be facetious. I want you to take that position. It's so much more
Every day, Rob jumps in his chest and then drives to the next McDonald's in his chest.
Right.
Because words mean nothing.
That's something
That's so
actually.
funny.
They mean what Rob means.
Are we
To
back
mean.
on burgers again?
What?
Scott, what's your favorite burger? What's the best burger? I need to know.
From fast food?
No, just build me the ideal burger right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
And what kind of brick is it made of?
Why does it matter what the brick is made of?
Yeah.
No. I'm just redefining the word burger.
Sure.
It's a thing made out of bricks.
You're free to do that. No one can stop you.
You want cement? How's that work for you?
No, only bricks.
Cement, Scott, listen, cement is dressing.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Concrete is the burger.
Actually, I
Okay.
prefer my bricks with
No,
mortar, but
it's
that's
like
just me.
Yeah. And every
It sounds like
a little pinch of grouting also never
You ever
goes
tried it with
amiss.
rebar? I heard they're really good with rebar.
What about drywall? What about plaster?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those are that. You know, it's a good like dessert. You
Just
know,
throw it
you have
all
a
in there.
little bit of drywall afterwards.
Yeah.
We're
Just throw it all.
derailing the conversation, Cam. They wanted to talk about evolution.
Oh, again?
Well, Peter, you derail conversations on a regular basis. This is just like regular discourse with you.
I just ask questions. I asked you a question what epistemology means, and you have no clue. But you are running a poll about
Oh, I do.
epistemology with answers
exactly
that
what
don't apply to epistemology.
I know exactly what epistemology means. It's the study of knowledge.
What does it mean? What does it mean?
It means how do you know what you know? Basically, on a it basically just means study of knowledge. How do you
The
know what you know
theory
is
of
true?
knowledge. The theory of knowledge. And you asked about the epistemology of knowledge, which basically comes down to the theory of knowledge, which
Sure.
I still don't get. I've stared at it a long time. I don't get it.
By the way, Rob, it seems that you missed my point about epistemology. Epistemology is like a position that you take. It's not, there is no like global objective way of achieving knowledge. There are just different methods for gaining knowledge.
Epistemology is the field of philosophy that deals with science.
Mm.
But you didn't know that
Yes.
because you didn't.
Oh, I knew about. I'd say about 70% of that.
You knew 70% of what I just said.
Yep.
It's mind-boggling. And so
your mind doesn't.
your answers were humans, macroevolution, who don't know, and an.
I gotta take this guy out for a second to call myself.
Oh, that's not nice,
No,
Rob. We don't kick people.
No,
out.
like Kim, listen to me for a second. This guy gets under my skin a lot, and sometimes I just do this for my own mental health because he gets under my skin a lot. He's anal. He always wants to bring up. No, Kim, shut up and listen for a second. Kim,
Hey, don't
listen.
tell me to shut up, Rob. That's not
Okay,
nice.
sorry. I apologize, but just listen. You need to listen. You guys really need to listen more and talk less. Peter gets under my skin a bit. He's always going after the most minute things about my behavior and conduct, and he drives me crazy. And that's why I put him on timeout for a second so I could calm myself down for my own sanity. He's drives me crazy. I'll put that.
I think the point that Peter is trying to make here is that it's important to be precise about what you say.
I agree, but I
When
mean,
you're not precise. It's very easy for people to misunderstand, or it becomes very difficult for you to present your position.
I agree, but the problem with my he goes overboard with precision to like the point that it feels anal to me and unnecessary and unhelpful to the point of like he just drives me crazy. So, anyways, I just need to put Peter on timeout for a second, so I can put myself on timeout, so I can calm myself.
Okay, all right.
So it's nothing against Peter. I need to put Peter out so I can calm myself.
Okay.
That's all. So
Why not just taking a step back yourself and letting the rest of us talk?
I could do that. Okay, I could do
Yeah,
that.
that would be a little nicer, right? Because if it's about you and you being able to calm down, right? There we go. Peter's back. All right, Rob is taking a break.
Yeah, I got a few minutes, and then I need to go to sleep because it's 3 a.m. already.
Where are you again? Netherlands?
In the Netherlands.
And what'd you say? It's in the AM over there?
Smack dab on the German border.
Ah. That's cool, I guess, huh?
In my case, it's kind of unique. Half my property is in the Netherlands, the other half is in Germany, and I still find that extremely funny.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, I guess.
I can throw rocks into Germany from my window.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Do the Germans enjoy that? Do the Germans like you throwing rocks into their country, Peter?
Not sure if the Germans like me. There are a few that like me.
Is that like in Canada where, like, if you cross over, they'll kick you out?
No, it's more like in the U.S. when you go from one state to another. You don't need a passport. No one notices. There's no real border.
Most of Europe is in something called the Schengen zone. The borders don't really mean anything over there.
Yeah, but I know. But I watched. I don't know if it still exists, but I watched this YouTube one time where in Canada, I forget where it is exactly, but it's like on the border with the states.
Oh, are you thinking of Point Roberts?
It might be where, like, if you cross over there, they'll come get you, or tell you to get out, type of thing.
There are a few little portions of the U.S.-Canada border that like cut off small bits of land. I know Point Roberts is famous because it doesn't have a high school, so the kids there have to drive 2.5 hours one way to go to high school in their own country, which is very funny.
It's cool. They named it after Robert.
Spot, but I just know, like,
Sorry. That's just me being facetious again.
Backyard type of thing, I guess.
Oh, come on.
All the cool things are named after Robert.
Hey, I got a Robert as a co-host. He's my brother from another mother.
Nice. You know what my name actually means, Peter?
And so your last name just means green.
So you know what my first name means?
No, tell me.
It means shining with fame or shining with bright fame.
So he's shining green with fame. Dude, you should start smoking weed. You'd make a killing.
No, what about money? I was thinking about money, man.
Well, your money's not green.
Yeah.
Our money is green. Yours isn't.
Canadian money looks like someone who botched Monopoly money, I think.
No, our 20s are green. Our 20s are green.
Oh, okay. Well, you're only allowed to use 20s from now on, Rob. Good luck.
Okay.
Well, I'm Dutch. Here, only the 5s are green, so.
See, my 20s are beat your 5s, so I'm 4 times better than mine.
Yeah, but
greener than Peter.
Our 5 euros, Rob, are about 20 Canadian.
Is it really that high now? 20 to 1?
I don't know. What's the Canadian dollar doing these days? About 25 cents American?
No, it's 75 cents American.
1 euro is 1.4 Canadian dollars at the current exchange rate.
Oh, so yeah, it's 1.47. So it's $1.47. One euro is $1.47 Canadian.
Okay.
So you're about 50% more.
Hold on. I don't want to derail anything, but I joined the conversation about evolution. I got a few minutes because it's already
it wasn't
close
really
to 3:30 a.m. here. So
I joined just so that Peter wouldn't be by himself. I felt he might be a little lonely.
I sent Ken the link because I thought I needed.
I sent Ken the link.
Professional.
Yeah. Rob sent it to me first, and I wasn't going to join because I am working on stuff here in the background. But then I noticed that Peter hopped, and I was like, oh god, here we go. Might as well.
I was working on stuff in the background. I made the artwork for the show.
Oh yeah, I'm excited to see that, man.
I can give you a sneak peek.
Oh hell yeah, dude! DM me that. We definitely got to chat about
that. Kem.
What's up?
Guess what?
Yes.
Guess what? I'm about, I think, let me think, about maybe 15, 20 minutes before I've got the link for you from the show we did earlier with Scott.
Oh, for sure, man, for sure. Just as soon as you've got it uploaded to YouTube, just so I can download it.
The American dollar rules the world. Try giving some guy in Africa. I don't even know what to say to this.
What's a guilder?
I don't know.
They don't exist anymore.
What is a guilder?
A guilder used to be the currency in the Netherlands until we got the euro.
Okay, so this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. This is amazing.
The petrodollar certainly rules the world for now. Though I think Russia's trying to do something about that. Not that they'll succeed. Who is this new person?
Oh, okay. Peter knows.
Oh, this is the guy you're debating.
Oh, then he's gone.
And he's gone. What a shame.
It is a shame.
Where are my Pinoy boys at, bro?
So
I love some Philippine representation. What's up?
That's the way you're going to show up on the show.
Oh, yeah. Let's go. Looking good, man.
And we can have Robbie play me for a second. So let's see. We switch over to. Oh no, that doesn't work. That doesn't work.
Nothing works.
No, nothing works.
Rob, what is this chessboard post, bro?
Oh, you can figure it out.
It just looks to me like you think the whites are superior, bro, and I have questions about that.
No, it's not a color thing. It's not a color thing.
Oh, okay.
It's not a color thing.
Interesting. So does this mean that you think we've conceded the match before it began, or what?
No. You didn't concede the match before it began. The match was over before it began.
Yeah, because they knocked the king over.
But it wasn't a concession. The match was over. You didn't realize that was over.
Oh, interesting.
Might be me, but I think you're cutting out, Robert.
Yeah, you are cutting out.
I am?
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. Why do you think that the game is over before it's even begun, Rob?
Because it's a position that can't be justified, verified, or held in any sensible manner.
Interesting. What makes you think that?
Because it's circular absurdity.
I missed something. What position are we talking about?
Atheism. Atheism is somehow
atheism.
circular.
Atheism
Okay.
is circular absurdity.
Interesting.
So, what do you mean when you say atheism?
That there is no God.
Oh, well, then neither of us believe that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, depends. I mean, when it comes to the God of the Bible, I can do that. When it comes to the God of Islam or the God of Judaism, I can do that too. I haven't been looking into all of the other ones because once I noticed that there are millions of gods, I thought, yeah, I'll wait until someone presents another one and I'll look into that one because that's going to save me some time.
That's about as far as I go. Is you're all equally unlikely to be right.
Yeah.
Fair. I understand. I get it.
No, I don't hold the positive position that there are no gods. I just don't believe you.
Oh,
yeah. So how's that circular?
This is Utopia Buster.
How's that circular?
Yeah, how is that position circular, Rob?
If we just say we don't believe you, how is that circular?
Oh, that's not circular, but that's not what I'm not. I'm not saying that.
Well, then you're arguing against anti-theism, then, right?
Yes.
Not atheism. There's only one
know.
God by logic and reason. Utopia Buster, Vishnu would like to have a word with you.
Who?
Vishnu, the god of the Hindus.
Yeah.
Krishna as well.
And for Utopia Buster, there is a God, and he just removed you somewhere from YouTube. Just saying.
That's the wrong your. It's the wrong your. Minor spelling mistake. Argument obliterated.
That's semantics, Ken.
Oh yeah, my bad. I should be making semantic arguments, right?
Sorry.
Sorry.
What makes you bad?
What's that?
But
why are you bad? What makes you bad?
What makes me bad? Oh man, that's a good question.
That's an easy one for me. Look at the picture.
Well, that makes you badass. That's different.
Yeah.
You're swiping, Utopia. Why are you swiping? Swipe or no swiping? That's why
swipe on, swipe off.
That's why the good Lord gave you a keyboard, don't you know? It says it right there in the middle. Come on, Utopia.
Question is he on Tinder?
Oh yeah, is Jesus on Grindr?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's on Grindr.
Okay, that's a good question. I'll put this up.
Oh, hey, Cam, I can answer that last question. I can answer.
Oh.
There you go.
Oh boy! Oh no!
Oh no!
Peter beat me to it, man.
What do you meme? Oh, Peter knows this is what Peter memes.
Ah, Peter beat me to tapping Jesus' sweet, sweet ass. That's crazy. Utopia, your phone has a keyboard. Use it. Otherwise, you make minor spelling mistakes and get obliterated in the chat. Excuse my my coughing. I'm a stoner.
Well, so I didn't actually tap Jesus's ass, but
I hope not.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Have you been looking into what I have in my OBS at the moment? Because this is
I would love to go to that church. I would go to that church. That's great.
Look at that. What the hell? Where do you find these, man? Peter, where do you find these signs? Yeah, I know.
Online. I still want to make a music video. I have the perfect music video. It's a cover of Robin Thicke, a Robin Thicke song. And
what's Tinder?
Church signs. What's Tinder? That's the hetero version. That's the hetero version of the site you're on, which is called Grindr.
Yeah, it's like Grindr, but for non-gay people. I don't know that you've ever heard of it. I know that you Navy guys don't really do the whole straight thing.
What?
We keep derailing the conversation. We're so far away of atheism right now. I still want to know why atheism is circular.
Yeah.
What? Oh, this is great. What's Grindr?
Yeah,
Peter, it's the thing. It's the thing Navy guys use after they get off deployment, man.
Peter, this is all your fault.
Well,
all right, but seriously,
hold on.
Peter's right.
I can. So the guy I made it for is not here, but basically Jesus here is on Grindr.
Oh,
that would be
God. Salacious.
Let's get back to atheism because I have more pictures and I really don't want to be triggered to post those.
Come on. What is the circular reasoning of I don't believe
chose violence, fam. He chose violence.
Well, at least you know Utopia can count.
That's actually a pretty good slam.
Utopia Buster, tell me you're a virgin without saying you're a virgin.
Yeah, honestly.
Oh.
You said the quiet part out loud. But Rob, seriously, what is circular about I don't believe you?
Oh, that's not circular, but that's not what I was talking about.
Okay, well, that's atheism. Atheism is just saying I don't believe you. When you say God exists, I say I don't believe you. That's the atheist position.
What? So basically, I usually ask people what their position is and then go from there. But I can also do the other way around. So the way you see it, Rob, how does it mean that that's circular?
I think atheism is circular because it deals with. Okay, let me say there is no God. I can't know that there is no God, but here it is. I know that there is no God, even though I can't know that there is no God because I can't know that God doesn't exist because I can't know an immaterial being doesn't exist.
but now you're making up the reasons why someone is an atheist. That's not.
And
isn't
again,
that slightly dishonest? I mean,
confusing
wouldn't you
atheism with anti-theism once again.
Well, I'm fine with that. I mean, Rob came up with that definition. I'm fine to stick with that definition. But so the reason behind someone's position, isn't that up to the person who holds the position, Rob, not you?
It is.
Okay. So if someone would say God doesn't exist, wouldn't you then ask them the reasons why this God doesn't exist instead of telling them what their reasons are? If I were to say to you that you are a Christian because you like slavery and that's why you're a Christian, that would be dishonest. That would be insulting. I would never do that.
That's fine.
Don't you think that's fair?
Sure, it is.
Okay. So if I had a better reason for saying that God doesn't exist, would you be interested?
I would be interested in hearing you guys for sure.
Okay. I'll ask you a few questions because we need to establish whether or not we're talking about your God.
Sure.
So is your God omnipotent?
Yep.
Is he omnipresent?
Yep.
Is he omniscient?
Yep.
Okay, then he can't exist. So we're done.
Why?
Based on
Because if your God is omniscient, he will know every final outcome, right?
He does.
Okay. If your God is omnipotent, he can change everything he wants, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if he's omnipotent, can he change the final outcome that he already knows is going to happen?
Yeah, but that just doesn't make any sense. Why would he?
Exactly. It doesn't make any sense because he can't.
Yeah, but there's no point to that. I don't see. That's just absurd.
Yeah, that's
Let me explain. If you know for a fact that there's a white tile wall right behind you,
Mm-hmm.
and there will be when you leave the building.
Right.
No, that's a bad example.
Here, let me give you a better example. Rob, imagine that you're eating a pie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that you eat the entire pie over a weekend.
Okay.
If God is omniscient, then he knows that you will eat the pie over the weekend.
Right.
Could you at any point over the course of that weekend change your mind and decide not to eat the pie?
Of course you could.
No, you can't, because that would make God wrong. Because God knows that you will eat the pie.
No, you don't understand. Let me fix this. Okay. You guys need. I'm going to say one thing for about a minute or two. I need total silence, and you guys listen.
Go ahead.
Okay, so God knows that I'm going to use, as Kem said, I'll use your example, Kem, because it's fit.
Sure.
Okay. If I have it in my mind, like my favorite pie growing up was lemon pie, and I still love lemon pie. So let's say I have a lemon pie that I got for my birthday. My birthday is actually a week from tomorrow. It's going to be 43 next Thursday. Then my question, my mom always makes me a lemon pie.
You make too many details. Get to the point.
Peter,
Peter,
listen.
Yeah, but I don't have a lot of time.
Get on with it, man.
Listen.
The details aren't necessary.
Okay, just listen. Okay, so let's say I get my mom someone makes me the pie, someone gives me the pie. I have over the course of the weekend I'm thinking to eat the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I decide on about Saturday night that, you know what, I don't feel like I need to eat the pie. It's not. I mean, pie is nice, but it's not healthy. So I decide to put, say, half the pie in my fridge, and I leave it till Tuesday morning. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that might make sense. So here's the thing we have to discern. There's a difference between having all knowledge and knowledge that interferes with the present time. God knows I'm either a situation that I change my mind or I don't.
Rob, you're breaking up. You need to get a little bit closer to the mic because you're breaking up.
Okay.
We can't hear you.
So my point is, what in either scenario, whether I eat the pie over the course of the weekend or I save it until Tuesday, God knows which are the outcomes I'm going to choose, and He's not affected by either of them.
Okay,
that wasn't the question.
Hold on.
That wasn't the question.
Let's say that God knows for a fact, right? He knows it for sure with absolute certainty that you are going to save that last bit of pie on Tuesday, right?
Sure.
And then you decide on Monday morning that you actually do want to eat the pie and eat it. That would make God wrong, right? Because God knew that you would eat the pie on Tuesday, but you ate it on Monday. So either you don't have free will or God isn't omniscient.
No, that's incorrect. God knows that I changed my mind once again. He's already
But how could God know that you were going to change your mind if He previously knew that you would eat the pie on Tuesday?
Guys, you both didn't get the point that I was making.
Oh, what is the point that you're making, Peter? My apologies.
So let's say God knows the final outcome. Let's not bother with any details, right?
Okay.
God knows a certain final outcome. Can God do anything to change the final outcome once He knows what the final outcome is already?
Yes, in certain very slim situations, and there is a couple examples I could give you.
If God knows that tomorrow you will find $100 bill, that is going to happen tomorrow. God already knows this today.
Right.
Can then God make it so you don't find the $100?
No.
Exactly.
So then
he's not omnipotent, so therefore he can't exist. Your God cannot exist. This is Rob, this is an easy logic question. And the entire thing behind it is that you cannot be omnipotent and omniscient at the same time. Because if you know how things are going to end, there's nothing you can do to change it. If you are able to change things, you won't have foreknowledge of how things end. Those two things are incompatible. They will never work together. So when you say, my God is omnipotent and omniscient, then by mere logic, and I know you love logic,
you said
that God is impossible to exist.
So you're saying that defies the law of non-contradiction.
Then God would be illogical.
Yeah, God would contradict himself. Either your God does not know everything, or your God has no free will, but he can't have both.
God's in a different time.
That has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with any of it. It actually worsens the problem if your God is omnitemporal. It worsens the problem.
Of course it does. Of course it does. Because the time difference between where he is and where we are is different.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter to my example.
So, wait a minute. I've listened to you guys. Let me say something. So your definition of logic is just stupid. It's just stupid. It doesn't even add up. It makes no sense.
What time is God in?
Can you explain why it's stupid?
Yeah.
Because for one thing, because God's all knowing, doesn't change the fact that certain things happen and certain things can be prevented from happening. So your logic is, well, he can't be both. That's your logic. No. He can't be both. That's what you're saying. You're saying, well, he can't be both.
No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said.
Wait a minute. You said he can't know the outcome of something and then not be able to change it. That's what you said.
No, because if he knows, hold on. Let me explain. If he knows the outcome, then that's the outcome.
But
yeah, the outcome is pre-decided by God at that point in time.
No, it's not pre-decided, but he has the knowledge of the final outcome.
He has the knowledge of everything that's going on in the world right
exactly.
now.
And everything.
But if he knows,
Wait a minute.
Hold on, Steve.
Hold on.
It was Steve, wasn't it?
I'm going to prove you wrong.
No, because you misunderstand.
No, I'm not.
Peter, time out. You've had a lot of talking. Let Scott talk without interruption.
Can I explain?
Okay.
Be respectful. Just no. Okay, go ahead, Scott.
Here's an example. You had the flood, right?
Sure.
You had the flood. So now, according to my God, he promised never to flood the earth again. Okay? So now by doing so, and he also promised never interfere in the world again. Never interfere. So by him doing that, that doesn't mean he doesn't know everything that's going on and every outcome.
You're not understanding.
It just means that he chose not to get involved.
Scott, can I ask you a question?
You're not understanding. I may be able to explain it.
And I think
I may be able to explain it. I may be able to explain it more simply. Let's say you have the recording of a football game. Right? So you're God, and you have the recording of a football game. You know who's going to win the game.
Yeah. They're fixed anyway.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter.
You have the full recording of the game.
Yeah.
You know exactly what happens when, how, and who does it.
Yeah.
Can you change the recording of the game?
I can't, no. But I'm just a regular Joe.
But that's the analogy for God. If God knows everything, time out. Listen, if God knows everything that is going to happen, and he knows everything that is going to happen, so he also knows whether or not he will step in and do things. He already knows that. He knows the whole trajectory that leads up to the finish of the game.
Yeah, but I think you missed my whole point.
No, Scott, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
When you said God promised never to flood the world again.
Yeah.
Do you mean that God will never flood the world again?
That's correct.
Okay. Can he change his mind about that?
He already said he wouldn't.
Okay, but does he have the ability to change his mind?
I'm sure if he wanted to, yeah.
How is that possible? If he already knows that he will never flood the world.
Your problem is you're putting limitations on God. That's your problem.
No, actually. We're asking you not to put limitations on God.
You are the one putting the limitations on him.
No, it's the opposite. No, it's the opposite. We're not putting the limitations on it.
I want to know if there's a limit. Can God change his mind about this, despite the fact that he already knows he will never do it?
I'm sure if he wanted to, he could.
Would that not make him wrong then?
That also would make him not omniscient, because an omniscient God wouldn't need to change his mind because he already knows.
Did you ban this guy on your channel?
The other thing is, the thing of it is there are certain things that have to take place in order for other things to unfold. So the logic kind of doesn't make any sense.
Okay, let me ask you a different question. Scott, when God writes your name in the book of life, right, he writes that completely, correct? So he knows everything that's going to happen from the moment of your birth until the moment of your death, correct?
Yeah, but he gave me free will too, so.
Okay, but if he knows every single decision you're going to make, how do you have free will?
The choice is mine to make. It's just like
sure, but God knows that you're going to make it, right?
It's no different than you not believing in God.
Hold on, Scott. Let's stay on topic. Let's stay on topic.
I hit you with the logic, so now you don't like it.
No. I just want you to stay on topic. So, if your life is predetermined, how do you have free will?
In the same way that you have a choice not to believe.
Okay, sure, but you said that God already knows how your life is going to unfold, right? I'm asking you.
I know, but it's no different than you having the free will not to believe, right? He already knows you're not going to believe. He already knows that you don't believe it.
Guys, can I jump in real quick?
Right? So he's
guys,
not interfering with your choice.
Scott, can I jump in real quick? Because
sure, go ahead.
Robbie put it on screen right just now. I did not block Utopia Buster, but Rob has me blocked on his channel.
I don't know who that is.
Is somebody in chat? So yeah. Scott, what I'm asking about is whether or not your actions are things that God knows will happen, right?
I don't think he. I don't. I. He
so
leaves it up to the person.
Sure. But we're not talking about belief right now. We're talking about, for instance, you get up in the morning and you decide that you want to have Frosted Flakes instead of Cheerios, right, in the morning for your breakfast.
Those are both disgusting.
That's fine, but just follow me on the example, okay? Just follow me with the example.
Yeah.
Does God know which one you're going to choose?
Of course.
I'm not God, so how would I know?
Well, I'm asking you what you believe. Do you believe that God knows which one you're going to pick?
I can't speak for him because I'm not him. So
okay.
How can I answer a question if I'm not him?
I mean, you were following me just fine up until this point, but I guess you're...
My point being was your logic didn't make any sense, is my whole point. It doesn't make any sense.
That's the point. It's not supposed to make sense. It's supposed to make you realize that it doesn't make sense. And then... because the idea of a God that knows everything in a world where free will exists doesn't make sense. Because a God that knows everything would imply that all actions are predetermined.
Oh. There's a Peter to that other guy.
No, that's gonna go for some more is me because you have my account blocked on your channel.
I understand. That's for my own health.
Why? I never post anything on your channel.
You get under
you're just blocking me from chat when I have a ton of stock accounts, so I can go and chat anyways.
Yeah.
Predetermined free will. Hold on. Utopia just said something interesting. Predetermined free will. That is an oxymoron.
It is an oxymoron.
It cannot be predetermined if you have free will, and you cannot have free will if it is predetermined.
I know what you mean.
Those are two opposite. Sure. Okay.
I think you're confusing the whole choice factor.
Well, choice is very important in this scenario because you're presuming that a God that knows everything, including every possible outcome of every possible dilemma that you're faced with as a person, exists. And that's a problem if you believe in free will. If you're a determinist, then you have no problems here.
You have
Guys, let Rob talk because he's going to explode if we don't.
He's going to, Go ahead, Rob.
I'm just trying to get Ken's attention, but I know he's on the track. It's okay. No, I wasn't going to explode. I was actually just having fun. I'm not upset at all. I think I'm trying. What Buddy means by determined free will is that God had it predetermined in eternity past to bring free will to fruition in humanity. That's what I think.
Was there any situation in which God couldn't have brought free will?
Sure, why not?
Rob,
so then God doesn't know everything.
Can I say just one thing that's going
one
to blow
thing.
you
Make it
both your minds? Yes.
One thing only, and only one.
If God is all-knowing, so he knows everything, what possibly could someone do to make him change his mind? Because he already knows.
No one can make God change his mind, just like us. God
can't change his mind.
Peter, listen. You got to listen without interruption.
It's so easy.
Just listen. Peter, just listen, man. Just listen.
I'm listening.
Okay. That means don't engage your mouth. Engage your mind.
All right, come on.
I'm listening.
What I'm saying, no one can make God change his mind. God has the ability to choose like us, which is where we get our free will from. God chooses relationship, which means he chooses not to interfere at all times.
Okay, what would be a reason for God to change his mind if he already knows everything that is going to happen, has happened, and is happening right now?
I can give you a perfectly succinct answer to that. The story of Ninevites and Jonah, where Ninevites, after receiving the command that God's going to wipe them out if they don't repent, they repent, and God changes his mind and chooses not to wipe them out because they sincerely repented.
So God didn't know that they were going to repent?
But he did.
So then he never planned on killing them all then.
Yeah,
because he knew they would repent and submit to him.
Yes, and he knew that he.
So then God didn't change his mind. He knew that these guys would never.
Well, he still changed his mind and went to destruction. So he still changed his mind.
Why would he plan to destroy people that he knew would submit to him?
Because he still allowed for the possibility of them not. She's like a chess game.
But but just because they had the ability to doesn't mean that they would, right?
Hey, Kim,
God knew that they wouldn't.
If you would just listen without interruption, I wouldn't have to repeat myself so much. It's really getting annoying. Okay, so God, think of it like a chessboard. God knows every move before everyone has even begun to put their pieces on the board. So God knows all possible outcomes before any choice has been made, but he allows for the choice to be made, and he already has the outcome in his mind that's going to happen anyways. But it doesn't mean that the process between A to B doesn't make a difference.
Does God know up front when he's going to change his mind and why?
Yes, he does.
That doesn't sound a little bit silly to you?
Yeah, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, Rob.
Well,
if you know that, hold on. If you know that you're going to change your mind about me, that I am at times a little bit a strain on your mental health. If you know that up front, if you know that now, then and you're going to change your mind in 2 days, why aren't you changing your mind now?
Because I don't know what I'm going to be doing in 2 months. I don't know what my mind's going to be in 2 months. I don't even know what my mindset's going to be in an hour and a half from now.
This is what I said. You already know what you're going to do for the next 2 days and whatever is going to happen and what is going to make you change your mind. So you already know what's going to make you change your mind. So why don't you change your mind now?
It's incorrect. I have plans in my mind where I'm going to the next 2 days, but there's variables that I cannot account for that are going to happen.
You're not God.
Yeah, you're not God, Rob.
You're not God.
Okay, you guys, please listen to me. I don't want to interrupt. Stop interrupting me. It's getting annoying. Okay, so just listen without interruption so I don't have to myself, which is going to be
Go ahead.
Okay, so I have plans for the next 2 days. I know I have a timetable, I have a schedule, but yes, I'm not God. I don't know all the variables. There are variables that will happen in the next 2 days that I don't have to account for, but I can adjust to them because they're within their manageable things that I can adjust to that are reasonable for me to adapt and adopt with. Now, that said, do I know the things that are going to happen within reasonable expectation? Yes, because we know we can as human beings, we can to a certain ability, probably a good one. We can to some degree we can predict the future. In the future, I mean tomorrow, judging with our experience of the past, our observation of the past, and our memories, and assimilating all these things into a cohesive whole that makes us able to be good managers of time, resources, money, and relationships. Okay, I'm done.
Rob, so do you know what a hypothetical is?
Yes, I do.
Okay. In my hypothetical, I gave you all the attributes of your God. I said, you already know everything that is going to happen. So nothing is going to be a surprise to you.
True. That's true.
Okay. But your explanation was things can happen and there can be things on my path that I didn't know up front. That wasn't what I said.
Okay. I said what ifs are not fallacious. That is not true.
No, that's not true. No,
but I think we should better move on because I don't think that we're going to find a way to explain this.
Let me try
do
one last time.
Do me one more favor and try and think about this. Just when you have the time, if God knows if God knows everything, why would he need to change his mind? Because he already knows what's going to happen. He can make up his mind today, knowing everything that's going to happen in millions of years in the future. So if there's something going to happen in 2 days that's going to make him change his mind, then he already knows this right now. So why doesn't he change his mind now, but waits for 2 days to change his mind? To me, that sounds silly. Okay. And I don't want you to answer to this. Think about it. Play it back on YouTube.
Okay, I have an answer now, but I'm going to flesh it out more too. Okay. First of all, why does God need to change his mind? I don't think God needs to change his mind.
Now you're changing. Now you're moving the goalpost.
Peter, listen. You guys got to listen more.
You're moving the goalpost. That doesn't help.
Okay. But anyways, whatever. Just let me finish without interruption. You guys drive me batshit crazy.
Yeah, but don't move the goalpost.
We love you too,
Peter,
Rob.
just shut your mouth and listen, man.
That's just not nice.
Okay, guys. Well, then that's why I don't have Peter on block because he drives me crazy.
You're supposed to be the Christian. I'm nice. You're not.
Okay, whatever. So I'm trying to say that
you can change my example. It doesn't matter.
Peter, please stop talking so I can finish without interruption. If you can't do this, then I can't answer your question. You're
not answering my question. You're answering a different question. That's what I'm objecting to.
Okay, but wait for your question until I'm finished talking. Can you please do that?
Sure.
Okay, thank you. So, you can say whatever you want, but just okay. Anyways, God doesn't need to change his mind. God chooses to change his mind through the principle of relationship. And the reason he does that is because he doesn't want to destroy people. He wants to give people the option to make a good choice. And for the Israelites, a good choice was repentance. He honored the good choice that they made because he said, I will destroy them if they do not repent. They repented, he didn't destroy them. End of story.
Rob, can I ask you a question?
So God's not omniscient and he doesn't know what people will do in the end, and therefore he needs to keep the option open to change his mind. Okay, Rob, he's not omniscient.
Fundamentally misunderstood everything, but anyways, go ahead, Kim.
No, I didn't.
Rob, actually, it's two questions. First question is, how would you have felt if you hadn't had breakfast this morning?
If I had what?
How would you have felt if you hadn't had breakfast this morning?
Okay, the people are being really loud. Ask the question louder.
I'm gonna move my microphone instead. How about this? How would you have felt if you hadn't had breakfast this morning?
Well, I feel fine. I only had a cup of coffee for breakfast, and I feel fine. So I don't.
That's not the question I asked, but that's fine. So next question. Imagine yourself at a roulette table at a casino, right?
Okay.
And you put $100 on the 00.
Okay.
Does God know what you're going to what the roulette ball is going to land on?
Yep.
Okay. So let's say it hits the 00. So God knew that it was going to hit the 00, right? So there is no situation in which the ball could have landed on anything else, right?
You're right.
So the 00 was predetermined.
No, it's not.
It's not predetermined? God already knew it was going to happen before the roulette wheel spun.
Foreknowledge doesn't change the outcome of the situation.
So could the ball have landed anywhere else?
Potentially, but then God wouldn't know something. So this is nonsensical.
Oh! Peter, we got him there.
Yes.
Yeah, you see that now?
Yeah.
It couldn't have landed anywhere else because then God wouldn't know everything. So it doesn't make sense that God knows everything.
But you're still, on the face of it, you're conflating foreknowledge with interference.
No. It's not interference. It's literally the issue is just foreknowledge.
Okay, God
foreknowledge of a random. Hold on. Foreknowledge of a random event. Hold on, Rob. Foreknowledge of a future random event means that it's not random. It's predetermined. Especially if you believe that God put everything into motion. Because that would mean that the ball was set to hit the double zero before you were even born.
I think the point you people miss is he's not putting everything into motion.
No?
He's not?
Humans are.
We are.
So God is not omnipotent then? God doesn't control everything?
That doesn't... You just completely missed my whole point.
That's a double-edged question.
Yeah, so God doesn't have a plan, and the plan isn't working.
I never said he didn't have a plan.
Well, if humans set the things in motion, then it's not God. Therefore, God cannot have a plan and have it play out just the way He wants it to be played out.
According
to you. That's what you just said.
Yeah,
I just said that he did. I said humans put it into place. Humans do.
Well, God made us, so
just
He
like
made the conditions under which we put it into motion.
Your choice.
But God created us, Scott.
Time.
Rob, I just remembered. I need to ask you a question. Did you forget that I told you that you might want to get some earbuds because your interference would be solved, and your two-way communication should be solved if you get earbuds. You are having problems.
I gotta study. I gotta cut this off. Sorry, I gotta go.
All right.
Okay. Cool. No problem.
It was a pleasure. See you guys.
It's been a pleasure.